What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Welcome back. Cartel, my people, my lovelies. I have a very special treat for you guys for this build today. This thing is basically the ultimate complement to this Black Flame build. Now, I was primarily stacked in this strength beforehand when I was using the Great Scythe. And he's falling a little frostbite, but that doesn't even matter, cause look at the bubbles, peep the bubbles. Just like that, man. Easy. Oh, so you just thought you gonna embarrass me at the ass end of my video, huh? You can eat a dick.
And here we are once again. After a long time, I'm finally back with another build video. And this one's a little bit different than my other ones, man. I don't know, it's kind of a bittersweet feeling, considering I've kind of had the respec for this playthrough on the DLC. And that has a lot to do with just the way that I feel like Faith was treated in this version, bro. In this version of the DLC, man, a lot of the stronger Faith weapons weren't acquirable until like later on in the DLC. I'll get to that in a little bit, but just overall, bro, I felt like, especially for Black Flame builds, Faith, I felt like they got like the shorter end of the stick on this DLC in terms of builds go. That isn't to say that I didn't enjoy the build that I have. The build that I have is nice, but it's just weird. It's just weird going to Arcane after so long of me using Faith, and I've been a Faith main for the longest time. And how rude of me though. I didn't even get to ask you guys how y'all doing, man. What's going on with y'all boys, man? Y'all already know what time it is, man. It's your boy Golden Ghost, and welcome back to the Golden Ghost Cartel, man. We are here yet again with another build video. Let's cut to the chase right now. This is an Endgame level build, level 280 plus, 250 plus, whatever you want to call it, bro. We do not play games over here to do math, bro. I don't min-max my stuff. I don't do the 150 Jones. I don't do none of that type of stuff, bro. We enter PvP and we win regardless, bro, of the level, man. Souls games are still RPGs at their core. Do y'all play Pokemon and level up your Pokemon and min-max them at level 50 when the gym leaders have level 80 Pokemon? No, you go up there and you get the level 80, you get the level 90, you get the level 100, and you clap them cheeks. Another thing that I should note before even getting into any of these builds, and yes, I say builds with an S because I am going to go over a couple weapons that I think are actually going to be really good for Faith, even though I didn't use it in my playthrough and I didn't use it here to beat Radon. I feel like those will be really good weapons to get your hands on if you want to do like subsequent playthroughs and stuff, or if you just really want to get your hands on some different Faith weapons. One thing though that you should prioritize over any build, because it really doesn't matter what build you go with, bro, get your scatter tree fragments, bro. Your scatter tree fragments are literally going to night and day your entire experience with this game. If you go getting minimal fragments, if you spend this time getting minimal fragments and you get, you know, you're only leveling up just by coincidence instead of going out your way to get these things, bro, you're in for a much harder time against these bosses, bro. In a way, bro, I'm not a fan of this method, bro, because it takes away a lot of the intrinsic motivation to explore. It feels majority of this map that I explored wasn't explored because I wanted to explore it, you know what I mean? Majority of this stuff was explored because I either had to look it up to figure out where the remaining fragments were, because sometimes they're not as easy as being in a certain little area. Sometimes they're attached to enemies holding pots. I would have never knew that they're attached to enemies as holding fucking pots. They're either areas I had to look up, or they're areas I was doing. I was searching for these fragments, bro. like the fact that I felt like I needed to collect fragments, bro, just to basically return to the way my power should be on this game, you know, for the DLC, because it feels like you're depowered. It feels like you're debuffed and you're trying to get your buffs back. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm also not a big fan of the whole basically how they treated the faith weapons in general, like I already said earlier. But I've stalled long enough. What the hell was what is this, and how is it cooking Radon the way it was? Well, let me introduce you to the heavy thrusting sword combination. Starts off with this thing right here, the blood sword lance, bro. Okay, so first, real quick, before we even do that, look at my stats real quick, bro. 70 vigor, 40 mind, 50 endurance, 35 strength, 55 dex, intelligence is at 25, faith at 27, and arcane's at 60. I had to stack to arcane to make this build work, to get the bleeds to proc just a little bit faster, and really to do dragon incantations and stuff. But that ended up falling out on that a little bit later. Now, the blood sword lance doesn't come with any Ash of War, but if you can get an Ash of War called Blood Tax, which is one of the DLC Ashes of War, you can basically turn this thing into a weapon that procs bleed every two Ashes of War. And if I pair that with a Bloody Hellas to basically power stance this, every few attacks on enemies, every 3 to 4 attacks is going to make them bleed. I don't know, man. It really just felt like a match made in hell, and it works a lot more than you would think it would, man. It really works a lot more. Yeah, it's a weird feeling, bro, switching to arcane. But if you guys want to use faith or intelligence, all you have to do is swap out the stats. Literally, if you want faith, swap out 60 faith for 27 arcane, or if you want intelligence, swap out 60 intelligence for arcane. I personally feel like intelligence was able to get the cool stuff early, and faith got their cool stuff at the ass end. Because, man, that sorcery katana, I was hating like a motherfucker at first. I really wanted to use it. I really wanted to use it for a good amount of time. I also have the dry leaf seal. It has an S scaling in faith, which is the main reason why I used it. If not otherwise, I will be using the dragon communion seal, just to get the dragon communion incantations going. But like I said, I kind of had a falling out with the dragon stuff, bro. Like the poison breath is cool, like the rotten breath, the ancient dragon's lightning strike, I like those. Burn on flame for whatever reason hits so much harder, and it has saved my ass in so many situations. I almost want to say it's better than the ancient dragon's lightning strike. Golden vow, that's great. Bale's Tyranny, I'm kind of half and half on it. It takes a long time to cast, and it takes even longer to recover. But this thing right here, these pest thread spears are so goated, it doesn't make any sense. Shooting out heat-seeking missiles with enough recovery time to be able to dodge stuff in between is just so good. It's so good, man. And it's even worked for me in PvP a couple times. Another thing that you might have noticed with the Ash of War, the blood tax specifically, is that on hit it kind of has a blasphemous blade effect. It gives you health back for doing the move. So we kind of build not only our wondrous physic, but our talisman around this concept. Successive attacks restore HP with the Godskin Swaddling Cloth, and then with the Flask of Wondrous Physique, we made sure that we had attacks temporarily restore HP. That basically turns you into a survivalist machine. You're able to face tank a lot of damage because you could just get the health right back, you know. Then after that, I got my generics, you know, my Great Shield, Dragon Crest, the Shard of Alexander, and I got Bull Goats to increase my stuff. Like I said, I have one with this. I've been successful with it in PvP, but this is not the PvP build that I want to do. That build will be for a separate video, because I have an entirely different series I want to do with that, where basically I'm starting a new season of PvP matches where I'm gonna try to get another 100 up on the channel, at least another 50 to 100, and definitely 100 matches. What the fuck was that? Definitely want to get at least 100 wins before I before I take another long break from Elden Ring content. Because I already know with the way I'm wired, I will definitely burn out if I play it too much. So if the clips of Mesmer getting completely dog walked didn't convince you, if my last video of me absolutely taking a shit in Radon's diapers in the last video was enough to convince you, and even if the PvP stuff wasn't enough to convince you, we're going to go ahead and test this live. One thing that this build is kind of missing is a proper name. I've had a lot of time to marinate over it after I beat Radon, but I think I want to call this the tax collector build, just based off the name itself, blood tax. I'm collecting taxes, bro. I'm collecting taxes, and with the pest threads, I am sending out letters in the mail saying I want to talk to you about your extended warranty. I want to talk to you about your taxes that you owe. And look at these guys. They don't want nothing to do. They don't want nothing to do with my spam calls, bro. They don't want nothing to do with my spam calls already. So last time, we just sort of just you know, did a bunch of little black flame stuff. This time we just straight up just fighting. And I don't think I have to even say too much. You're seeing how much damage this is doing. Jesus Christ. You're seeing how much damage this is doing. I wasn't able to get the, what's the name? Man's apparently had beef with his own mans because he just fucking killed him. But bro is really upset. Let's go ahead and send him some mail. And that did not do as much as I thought it would. Let's send him a little bit more mail. That looks a lot better. We're gonna keep on sending him some mail until we get a little bit closer. Now, oh, bro, very upset. Very upset that I'm collecting his taxes right now. He really doesn't want to pay his taxes. Look at him, he's running away. He's a tax evasion. Hello, excuse me. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Look at all that fire. Look at all that fire. Okay, let's send him a little more mail. He does not want to budge. Oh, there he is. He whipped out his checkbook. He says he's ready to collect some taxes. He's ready to pay his taxes. Oh, thank you for your donation, man. But your check's a little bit light. I'm gonna have to go ahead and collect the rest of these, man. You're a few dollars short. Thank you. Thank you for your taxes, man. Appreciate that. For my faith people, I haven't forgotten about y'all. I have a few weapons that I would say will really be effective for faith users in the future. So consider this a bonus. All right. I have 3 weapons for faith users today that will really be very strong once you level them up and get them towards your faith stuff. Let's start with this thing right here, bro. This is the Great Sword of Damnation. I'm pretty sure you get this from beating the Madness boss. That's in that Madness area. Pretty standard great sword, but it pretty standard great sword, but it scales to strength, which is good. So if you want to go for faith strength, this is really good, and this does this shit right here does a fuck ton of damage. It's a 2-parter. Think me. That's crazy damage right there. Not even gonna lie to you. Next up, Euphoria. Euphoria is a very special weapon because You basically have to make it glow. And you make it glow by attacking, basically by doing regular attacks with it. I'm actually going to show that as an example now. I'm just gonna do it. But yeah, under normal circumstances, that would do a lot more damage. It's just that currently, as it stands, that isn't what my stuff is optimized to at all. So anyways, the last weapon we have on the list is this sunflower right here. And this sunflower you get from killing a sunflower. Not gonna spoil it, just know it's a sunflower. This thing really just has that when leveled up with a faith priority build, it scales to faith and strength. You get that leveled up and you are on the road to hitting crazy stupid amounts of damage, bro. Like, you'll be basically duking out damage, bro, which is like, who doesn't want to shit out damage? Which is why we make these builds in the first place, to whoop ass, bro. Wow, I really hope the mic didn't catch that. That was crazy. They kind of have some stuff for the Fae Flame build, like halfway into it. Once you get Mesmer Spear and then you get some of his Night Spears and some of his Ashes of War, you can lean into that for it. But if you're just like a holy type person, a holy faith build user, or somebody who tries to use stuff, it's really hard to do it, because even the weapons that you think will be faith, like, bro, yeah, right here, this Sword of Night. The Sword of Night and Claws of Night, you would think they would be, you know, something like that, bro. This Meteoric Ore Blade, it scales Arcane, but barely. You would think that it would scale more towards something, especially when it looks like a faith weapon. It shoots out white lightning. You know, that ain't lightning a faith technique. With all that being said, I don't intend to go into PvP with Bleed nor Faith. When I go into PvP to run these matches, and basically start a new wave of PvP content for the channel, I'm going to be going with a build that I've never tried before. What is that build, you might ask? Well, you're gonna have to stick around and wait for the next upload of Elden Ring, baby. So with all that being said, man, it's your boy Golden Ghost, bro. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all boys that tune in for this type of content, bro. If y'all enjoy, don't forget to leave a like, comment, share with your friends, all that good stuff, man. And as always, subscribe for some more from the Golden Ghost Cartel, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.